Pat Sloss here with Got Style Designs. I want to tell you more about pre-wound bobbins. You may have watched my short video. Buying pre-wound bobbins can really save you time, money, and ruined materials. These bobbins are perfectly tensioned, unlike when we use the bobbin winder on our own machines. Because of that, they get quite a bit more thread on each bobbin, so you don't have to stop sewing as often to change the bobbin. And here's an example of that. This is the pre-wound bobbin, and this is the bobbin that I wound on the machine. You can see the pre-wound is lots tighter, and there's a whole lot more thread on it, so you don't have to change a bobbin as often. The one I wound is much looser, and it didn't have anything to do with what I did. It had to do with what the machine itself does in winding this bobbin. Pre-wound bobbins are usually sold by the case, and they can have 12, 24, 48, or 72 bobbins. The bobbin I showed you is a size M bobbin, and that's what these are, and there happen to be 72 in the case that I bought. When you insert the pre-wound bobbin, you do not use the regular metal bobbin that you would when you're going to wind them yourself. So that way you do get more thread. You put it directly, this is a size M, and you put it directly in your bobbin case. And you'll put it the same direction, and mine has a slot right there. And you'll put the bobbin, or the pre-wound bobbin in. You'll pull it through that slot and then down until it comes up through the little hole there. And that's the way you put them in, and here's how they look. Some of the home machines say you have to take a screw or a spring out, but I've never had to do anything with these except just put them in the bobbin case themselves. This bobbin goes to my Cobra 4, which is a lot larger machine, but they also make pre-wound bobbins for it. You can't take the bobbin holder out of the machine, or I would show you how to do it, but you put it in exactly the same as you would your regular bobbin holder. And you can buy the bobbins in different colors, different sizes. That's 207. This one's 138. And they usually always come in black and white. Some of the larger ones come in limited colors like black, white, brown, and tan, whereas the M-size bobbins also come in colors. Sometimes it depends, not maybe every color, but you can get it in most colors. Another thing about these bobbins, if you only buy black and white, which is mostly what I've done before other than these brown ones. Let's say you're going to make a wallet like I made here. Well, you can have matching thread on top. That's where your cone of thread will thread through your machine. And then you can take a black bobbin and put that in, and then when you sew your lining in, if it's black, you'll have black thread which matches. On my holsters, I do it maybe different than other people. These comments I'm making are just my personal preference and what I do. So on my holsters, I decide on the size of thread that I want, and then I have the pre-wound bobbin on the bottom, and I use the same size thread. And a lot of people use a smaller thread, but when it's going to show, I want the same size thread, or I think it could look a little bit off. And here's another example of one of my holsters with thread, and then this was the bobbin thread, which the bobbin tends to look slightly different anyway. But if it was smaller than that, I just don't think it would look good. That's just my opinion, and you may have a different opinion. Be sure to buy the same type of thread, like polyester or nylon, that you're using on your spool for the top thread. And you'll need to know what size bobbin your machine takes before you order the pre-wound. My Cobra 17 takes an M-style bobbin. My Cobra 5550BB also takes an M-style. I use much smaller thread on it. It's a boot top machine. And I have the big Cobra 4, and it takes, I believe it's called a 39 bobbin, but that would be limited places that you can find the larger bobbins like that. And what I'm going to do is down in the comments, I'll put some of the places where you can get pre-wound bobbins. And I'm going to do it in the comments because otherwise I would have to change the video if some of the places went in or out of business and you could no longer get them there. In case you wondered, they also make pre-wound bobbins for some home machines. You may use a home machine to sew linings for purses and or cases. Some of the smaller bobbins require you to remove a spring inside of the bobbin case, but I have never had to modify anything on commercial machines that I have anyway. Some of the small bobbins also come with a cardboard bobbin case of their own. The thread companies can tell you what is required for your machine and your model. Some have videos for home machine use. I don't use pre-wound bobbins for my home machine since I don't use them that often. I'll list the sources for pre-wound bobbins below. If you liked my video, press the like button and subscribe to my channel. If you press the bell, you'll be notified about my new videos as they come out. Happy stitching!